Hi guys, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today I kind of have a different video for you all. Today I kind of wanted to highlight and start a new series where I highlighted different entrepreneurs that I know, young, old, just starting out or have been doing this for a while. I just was doing a little bit of thinking and I was like, I actually know quite a few people who have stepped out and started their own businesses, and I thought it would be a great way to kind of give them exposure while also helping them kind of tell about their journeys and provide tips to people who want to become entrepreneurs. Because I know for myself, I would definitely want to eventually become an entrepreneur. So I felt it would be a great way to kind of share some tips and tricks of being an entrepreneur while also giving their businesses exposure. So today I wanted to start off with someone that I personally know that owns her own business. She owns a thrift store down in Crystal River, Florida. And also in her thrift store, she also operates a food pantry, which she gives away free food and clothing in the community that she's in. And there's a lot of homelessness and a lot of poverty in that community. So this thrift store and food pantry is in a very perfect location for what she's trying to do. Her vision has always been to help people, and this was the best way for her to do it. So I just want you all to enjoy this interview and kind of listen to her journey and her story. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Entrepreneur Series. This is actually the very first episode that we're doing, so I hope you guys like it. Woo! So today I have with me a very special entrepreneur that I know that I kind of wanted to jumpstart this series. So we're just going to talk to her and do a little interview with her to see how she got to where she is today. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So can you please introduce yourself and tell the people about you?
Hi, my name is PriscellaMccoy. I guess I can start by telling you how I began the business and what kind of business that I have. I have a resale shop, and it's called Helping Hands Thrifty Treasure, which is located in Crystal River, Florida. And I just have a passion and a love for people. And it has always been my heart's desire to have a resale shop. And that's how I came to this point of having this store here in Crystal River. And I just love it. I love community. I love the people. I love to help people. And that's why it's called Helping Hands, because we all at some point in our lives need somebody to give us a helping hand. And so that's why the business is here in this community.
And what kinds of things do you sell at Helping Hands?
Well, everything. Anything that you can imagine. Household items, children's clothes, baby clothes, children's shoes, baby shoes, adult shoes, women, men, clothing items. Just a variety of everything. Everything. Anything and everything. You could just imagine sometimes what people donate. Whatever people donate, that's what we sell.
So Helping Hands is sort of a one-stop shop for the community.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And also, I forgot to mention too, we have also a food pantry here where we give out food on every Tuesday from 12 to 3 p.m. And if you can't make it on Tuesday, we're open every day, Tuesday through Friday, and we allow the public to come in and pick up food at any point, because sometimes we know that you may not can make it on Tuesday and you may can make it another day during the week, and we are here to serve the people, so you can come there. We have a food pantry. And also our clothing here, if you really, really can't afford to purchase our clothes and they're really not that expensive, I intentionally did not price the clothing high, because if I felt like that if you're here to help someone and make things more affordable for them, then you should. We give away clothes as well. We have free clothing items as well for those that can't afford the clothing as well.
Okay, so not only is it a resale shop, but it's also a food pantry in the back, and it's a resource for this community and here in Crystal River.
Yes.
Okay, so we just want to get into a few questions to find out about her entrepreneurial journey and what brought her to this spot. So my first question for you is just, Why did you decide to start the business of reselling?
To help those people that really can't afford to maybe go out and purchase clothes or household items at retail price. We're in a place economically where it's really hard for a lot of people, and if people have excess of a lot of things and access to a lot of things, and when they donate it, and I price the item. What's in my heart to do is price it at such a reasonable price that they can afford to get it. We still have to maintain the building. We still have to pay our rent. We still have to pay light bill and water bill. So really, we don't make a profit as say we don't. Everybody that works here volunteers here because, like I said in my opening, that I have a heart for people. I have a heart for community. I have a heart to help families, and that's why I decided to do this. It has always been my desire to have a resale shop as such. We're not here just for that purpose. We're here, like I say, helping hands to help people. We pray with people. We allow people to come in. Sometimes people just come into the store just to come in and just to have the peace from all that they're going through in life. So it entails a lot. You know, we are a shoulder for people to lean on, to cry on as well.
Okay, so we've heard that you have a passion for resale stores and for helping the community. Can you tell us about one of the first experiences where you went to perhaps a thrift shop or a resale shop that ignited that passion in you?
Oh, wow. That started with my mom. My mom was an avid resale shop person. She would always take us there to resale shop. I had 10 brothers and 2 sisters. It was 13 of us. So you can imagine what it would cost to clothe and put shoes on 13 kids. So my mom always would go to resale shops and shop there, and I just fell in love with it. For me, it was the things I like antiques. I like older stuff. I like stuff from the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. And I always enjoyed just looking at the clothes, the shoes, and the different things. I'm the type of person that I like unusual stuff, and that right there, because when people bring items into the store, it just amazes me the things that people would purchase, they would purchase. And I just like in innovation and creativity. And so for me, although I own this thrift store and I have this resale shop, I constantly am going to other resale shops, shopping and seeing what they have. That is my relaxation, to go to retail shop. And like I said, I love the older things, and I love things that are well made, and I love the handcraftedness of it all and what people put into it to be able to create such beautiful items, whether it's clothes or a household item.
Yes, I definitely learned from my relationship with her, like, older things are more durable, they last longer, they will outlast the new thing that you just bought a couple weeks ago. Like, older things just have so much value. So it's always really interesting to see the things that people do bring in and how much history is involved in it, from their father and their grandfather and great-grandfather, like all of this history in this one item. So it's always amazing to see.
And I think back then people took more time with things, and they were more passionate about what they did, and they cared about their craftsmanship more so than a dollar, and creating, just multiple things and getting out fast. And it's the time. What marvels me about antiques and is the time and the craftsmanship that's put into those pieces, whether it's, like I said, cookware, whether it's a dress or shoes. I just marvel at that. And they took pride in what they did.
And speaking of taking pride in what you've done, you are an entrepreneur. And so kind of want to go back to your journey of becoming an entrepreneur and what that looks like, what experiences you had to get here.
Wow. I think for me, it was passion. Like I say, passion for people, passion and compassion for people that brought me to this place right here, my journey as an entrepreneur, because I I volunteer at many, many resale shops and many, many resale places, just to be a help to the community and stuff. It does, for me, helping people and just getting a thank you is more to me than anything in the world, knowing that I have helped somebody, to have a better life, and especially children. That's my heart, that's my passion for the next generation, because people really, there are some really hardworking people out here that are working, and they barely making it, living from paycheck to paycheck. So if I could help, if we could help them to get clothing, that they can have food or pay a bill and don't have to spend that much money, or just help them out. That is what community is about, being helpers one to another, helping people in the community. And so for me, what led me on this journey right here is just my compassion and love for people, and to just see people happy, and especially children, when they can come in. That brings me back to the journey of, I remember this little young boy that came. He always wanted some Nike shoes, and his family never could afford to give him that. And he came in here one day, he saw the shoes, and his eyes just lit up. And I said, "You like those shoes?" He said, "Yes." I said, "I tell you what, you can have those shoes." And oh my God, the joy that was on his face, and the expression on his face was just unbelievable. And he said, "I never forget this day, never forget this day." And another story, this young man, he was looking for a particular TV, and he didn't have enough money to get this TV. And I said, "You know what?" I said, "Get the TV." I said, "And I'm going to pay for this TV for you." And he told me, he said, "God sent you here." I said, "Yes," because I had no intention. This was when I was out myself shopping at another resale shop, and I just heard the Holy Spirit say, "Stop there." And I did. And it was just for that young man. So if I can help one person in my life to be happy, I'm happy with that.
And so, of course, as an entrepreneur, there are a lot of steps that you have to take as far as like securing this building and securing the resources to be able to do that. So how did you go about getting everything set in place to open your shop?
Oh, okay. Let me tell you the story then. Let me start from the beginning. Like I said, I always had a heart to do this. Well, I was laying in my bed one day, and I heard the voice of God. I heard him say, "Get up and go open the store." I'm like, "Get up and go open the store." A friend of mine had saw this building, and she had told me about this building, but I told her, "No, that's too far, because this is about 45 minutes from where I live at." I said, "No, that's too far," and I just forgot about it. And I said, "Go open the store." He said, "Yes, go open the store." He said, "Go open the store in Crystal River, Florida." Now, I didn't even know what Crystal River was. And so I found it, I Googled it, found what Crystal River was, and I called her. I said, "Didn't you say you found a store somewhere in Crystal River, Florida?" She said, "Yes." I said, "What is the address?" So she gave me the address. I came, I looked at the building, and it was two separate buildings. And the manager of the building, she said to me, "Which one do you want?" One was smaller and one was larger. And what came out of my mouth, "I want both of them." And I was like, "Oh my God." I said, "Both of them?" And I said, wait, I'm saying this to myself in my head, like, wait, I don't have any money for both of these buildings. She told me how much it would be a month for this building. And I just felt really good about, that it was going to be okay. I felt like it was going to be okay. I said, "Okay, I want both of them." And she said, "Okay." And I went, filled out the application, and took the application home, filled out the application, and filling out the application. I was like, "God, now you told me to do this, so if you told me to do this, then how am I going to pay for this?" But he also said, I saw a vision of some woods, and he said, "There are homeless people in the wood. Go feed the people." And so I said, "Homeless people?" He said, "Yes, go feed the people." And so when I came here and I was talking to the manager of this property, she said, and I asked her, "Could I have a food pantry here?" She said, "Of course you can." And she said, "Oh my God, God sent you here." She said, "Because across the street in the woods, there are homeless people and they need this food. And she said, it's kind of like far away from the main street. And she said, people can't be walking all the way to the store. A lot of people don't have transportation in this area. She said, so that would be great here. And so that's how the food pantry came about as well. And so then I said, okay, God, I just trust you. I turned the application in, and she told me when I would have to have the deposit. I said, okay. And so it was going to be on a Monday. And long story short, by that Monday, I had the deposit money. Okay, that's not the end of the story. And so I'm looking around this building, these two empty buildings. I'm saying, God, where am I going to get clothes? Where am I going to get the merchandise to put in this building? I don't have anything. Where am I going to get? He said, what do you have? What do you have in your closet? What do you have that you can't wear anymore? What do you have? He said, start there. And that's where I started from. And I found racks on Amazon and, different places. I found clothing racks. And then I began to tell people and share with people the vision that I had. And people began to donate. So here we are today.
Wow, what an inspiring story. So she didn't even have the resources when she had the vision. She just had the vision, and then she's like stepping out on faith, and then it came after she had already stepped out.
Yeah. And I want to say something about that too. Even if you don't have the resources and you hear God, trust Him. Step out on faith and go forth and do it. Do it.
And so in that journey, what would you say was the hardest obstacle for you to overcome?
The hardest obstacle for me was truly believing, and I'm just going to be honest, like when all the bills came out and the rent and all of that stuff, like I say, I said, okay, God, now all the bills are due, the rent is due, everything is due. And we didn't really make a profit of anything when I first opened up. All I heard Him say, trust me. I said I would finance this and I would do it. And it's going on nearly 2 years and He has not failed me. The money has been there every time to pay every bill. Every bill has been paid. So the hardest thing for me, in the beginning, it's not now, but in the beginning, was really like knowing and just trusting God that everything was going to be taken care of, just like He said. Because He said, I said for you to do this. So if I told you to do it, I've already got the provisions for you. And He's been faithful to His word.
Wow. So in that same vein, as you have had your business for 2 years, what advice would you give to entrepreneurs just trying to start out?
I would say to any entrepreneur that's starting out, it's a lot of hard work. And I'm not going to tell you, I'm just going to tell you the truth. It's hard work. It's dedication. You have to be committed. You have to be committed when no one else is committed. And like I said, everybody that comes to this pantry to help out, they are volunteers. They don't get paid. But you have to know that it is your passion. It is something that you would do without getting paid. I don't get a salary or anything, but I do it because it's my passion. It's my love. It's what I do. That's all I have. All I know. That's all I have. I can't even explain it. It's not even about money with me at this point. It's about lives. It's about people. It's about seeing people being blessed. And with that, I would say this too, that everybody is not able to start out like I'm starting. Some people have a business plan and some people have capital, some people have funds. I know about all of that. But all I had at the time was faith. And all I have now is faith, and continue to have faith every day, knowing that God's going to supply even food for the food pantry. We feed approximately about 60 people a week here in the food pantry. even to have the money for the money to come in, donations come in for the food, and we have been able to purchase food. Never have missed a week without purchasing food to feed these families. We have large family here, family with 5 and 6 people, you know, just every week, just having the faith to believe what God said that he was going to do, he's going to do it. And so I would say to any entrepreneur, I didn't just jump in this. I had experience. Like I said, I volunteer at many other retail shops, many other food pantries before this. So I had the experience. I had the know-how of how to run it and stuff. And I would say to any entrepreneur, get some experience. Know that this is what you would do, even if you didn't get paid for it, because there are going to be times frustration gonna set in, and you will get frustrated, but you can't let the frustration overtake you. There's many times that I had to come to the store by myself, to work the store by myself, but the joy that I get in doing it, it didn't matter if I had to come. It didn't matter if nobody volunteered a particular day or came. I came anyway. But I thank God for the volunteers that he has blessed me with. They have been faithful. They have been committed. They have been dedicated, you know, to the vision of what we're doing here. So, but I thank God for them. So, a lot of you would be saying, "Oh, you didn't have a plan." I had a plan, but God had a greater plan. And trusting God, you know, I know maybe somebody don't believe in God, you know, but I do, and that's how I'm able to be sustained, because I trust Him all the way with this whole endeavor.
Okay. And so, with that being said, you've already come 2 years in, but for the future, for your vision, what is your goal for your business?
That we can help many more people in the community, that we can get the necessary funding to be able to help more in the community, because the food pantry isn't decreasing, it's increasing. We know the economic status in the entire world, and so my goal is to see more food pantries. This isn't the only one we have, let me say this too, because we also have one at the church. I'm a pastor as well, that I pastor Rivers of Life Restoration Ministry in Newport Richey, Florida. We also serve families there as well. So we started out here in Crystal River with one, then we moved to Newport Richey, and we have another one. So it's just not this. I've seen the hand of God as He's increased us in every area, you know, where we're able to even provide more food, more clothes, you know, more resources for people at both locations. So what my goal is really to have a building where we can have more food to be able to pass out, to be able to have, like I said, more family, more clothes and household items, just, you know, to be a greater help in every community wherever the Lord will have me to go.
So there's big plans for expansion, big plans for the future. So that was my last question for you, but do you have anything else that you would like to say?
Yes, I also would like to say, you know, my whole attitude or goal about doing this too is to make sure that the next generation is adequately supplied with what they need, because we don't know who the next doctor, who the next scientist is going to be, who the next astronaut going to be. We don't know. It could be somebody in your local community, somebody that you help. You know, it's one family out in particular that we helped. They just fell on hard times in life when COVID hit, and that is something too. In the midst of the pandemic, God told me, open up this food pantry, open up this store in the midst of a pandemic. And only God knew how many people were going to need help. And so I would say for the next generation, to give them hope, to let them see that there are people out there that care. There are people out there that love them. There are people out there that see them. There are people out here that hear their voice. We all have a voice, and not to be silent, because we don't know who the next one gonna be to discover any kind of cure for any disease or sickness. So that's my heart. That's my heart too. Is to be able to help the younger generation as well to see that somebody cares.
Well, I just want to thank you so much for coming on the channel and sharing your entrepreneurship experience and sharing your story and your why. I hope you guys took something away from this interview, and I hope you guys learned a lot. Be sure to visit Helping Hands Thrifty Treasures, located in Crystal River, Florida, 9699 West Fort Island Trail, and that's Crystal River. I'll definitely put the location in the description box, and also if you guys want to donate anything to the food pantry or to the store, please feel free to come by.
Yes.
But thank you so much for being on the channel.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I hope you guys enjoyed this interview. Bye.